that we have colleagues who can graduate but can't even write a CV. We have young men who are running business but don't even know how to register business. We have young men who are in business but don't even know how to save or even open up a bank account. So these people also need education. The challenge we have with education, the Ghana education today, is that it's before the hands of the private sector. So education has become extremely expensive. In Kaimpe South, the problem of the illiteracy problem is also equally high. And this is the reason that it's because people cannot afford education. Education in urban settings is a commodity. It's not an essential service anymore.
So you want to turn education into a public good?
We want to turn education into a public good. And these are the measures we need to immediately act on as members of parliament. That
Okay.
one, let us get education.
Conclude.
Let us get education out of the hands of the private sector. Once you put education in the hands of the private sector, it becomes a business. It should be 100% owned by business, rather by government and by the state. But we also need to change our curriculum. Let me tell you something, Kalnari. I am an A student. I aced in P7 aggregates, 4 aggregates, 111. I got 10 in 8 O level, 25 PCB math. But I can tell you, without a university degree, I am as good as nothing. I can't fix a socket. I cannot do anything. So for us, we think that it is important on each and every level of education, we skill our people. There should be basic skills that they can afford, either carpentry or maybe woodwork or mechanics or anything, for as long as we add value on each and every student we are going. The country is changing. Writing, there is a report that in the next 30 years, writing is no longer an essential skill. My daughter, while on phone, she doesn't need to type anything. She gets on Google Voice and says, play me Juju Siwa. She's not typing anything. So writing is no longer an essential skill. The world is evolving. We need to rechange and rethink the educational system so that it fits the needs of the society. They're scrapping off agriculture. It's no longer compulsory in primary and secondary schools. Yet 80% of our population are in agriculture. The backbone of this country is agriculture. This education system is not addressing the issues of this country. So I think the challenges that we are facing in Kawempe, but also important to note that it being a slum area, we have health issues. We have the highest number of mothers giving birth at home. We have the highest levels of HIV. It's a fact. Our sisters are doing prostitution. You go and check.
In Boise.
Boise, the hub of prostitution. You recently carried out a story of the porn, are they called porn hubs? Sex hubs?
Brothels.
Brothels, they are all over in our constituency. And you know why? One, mothers are giving birth at home is because they cannot access basic health care in Mulago. For you to give birth in Mulago, you need to come with Mama Kit. Mama Kit is 7,000. 7,000 feeds a family for a week. So they cannot access this. And as a member of parliament, because one of the cardinal responsibilities of a member of parliament is to do allocations. Let me school my colleagues here. The responsibility of a member of parliament are basically 4, not to give out handouts. You need to do budget allocation, you do government oversight, you need to do legislation and representation. So on health, I think that one, we need to allocate enough money to the health sector. The WHO, I think in Abuja, gave us a declaration that we should at least distribute 15% of the budget to health. Once you put money in health, there are things that you are going to achieve. That one, you shall have infrastructures, but also 2, it will be easy for everyone to access. Here in Rwanda, there is a national health insurance scheme where every citizen can access any hospital on their insurance policy without paying a penny. So we need to make health accessible, but also affordable for everyone, not only for privileged few. But the current setting, the government that he wants to represent in Kawempe South NRM government has chosen medical tourism ahead of building infrastructures. I think they're doing long allocations, and these are the key areas coming from the health that we want to address, but also need to put infrastructures everywhere. Most of the district hospitals are either underfunded or they are not manned.
Okay, thanks, Roy. Let's move to you, Mayanja. How well do you know Kawempe South and its problems? And how are you going to address them?
One of the main problems in Kawempe, actually, when I was growing up, everyone who was contesting for a position in Kawempe, mainly for the member of parliament position, they could talk about water. We have even a saying that water is life when you're not from Bwaise. So our biggest problem right now in Kawempe South is water. We have three main drainage channels. We have Nakamiro, Chiwunya, and Katanga. During the rain season, many people die. There are people you don't even report on the media because some die in the night, some die when it's